While Obyn giving camo detection to all druids was not on my bingo card. I mean, the way that this hero works is so weird. Like, he's the druid buffing hero, but what we can do actually now is we can complete an entire Chimps run start to finish by only using druids. And I know that this used to be possible if you have at the end or a village or something like that, but I do consider Obyn to be a druid himself. So I think that's gonna add a little bit more to the authenticity of this run at least. But yeah, Obyn gives camo detection now to druids, and this is probably one of the most interesting changes. I should probably say one of the weirder changes actually from this update, because if you guys know how Obyn works, all of his abilities, so the level 3 brambles, the level 7 totem, and actually the level 10 wall of trees as well, all of them can see camo balloons, but Obyn himself cannot see camo balloons. He has no camo detection. And now with the latest update, he even gives camo detection to the druids, but he still doesn't have camo himself. That's insane. Like, why? Just give him camo detection. Ninja Kiwi, come on, the guy does everything. Like, he's popping balloons he can't see. That's really weird when you think about it. But let's try and make this thing happen. So we're gonna go for it. So I wanted to play in this map, by the way, because this is a map that I haven't played a lot. It actually works really well with what we're trying to do, because the camo detection happens on level 8. And level 8 is gonna be probably closer to the 40s. So that means that we're gonna need to deal with camo balloons by only using the brambles and nothing else. However, one of the things that we actually do have is, and this is a change not from the latest update, but from I think an update before that, is that you can now stack brambles with Obyn. So you can have multiple rounds in which the brambles are just going to survive. So that's something that we need to keep an eye out, and we need to have to, I think we'll probably have to do for rounds like 36 and 37 actually, for the camo greens and the camo white balloons. And once we're done with those, we're gonna have camo detection, and then it's gonna be just a purely druid run. So I wanted to place Obyn exactly like this, because I wanted to have the brambles here on the bottom part of the track, so that the camo balloon is always going to survive, and it's only going to be camos that are going to be walking into the brambles. So there we go, just like that. Okay, so we're going to have some camos around 33. I've been pre-placing a bunch of bramble stacks, so we have 3, and this should be more than enough. Actually, let me just check. So we don't have the level 7, which allows the brambles to pop 100 balloons, and that would have been nice, but we were a little bit late with the purchase of Obyn, because we needed to defend these early rounds, and I also wanted to remove the obstacle right here on the left side. But I think that this should be fine, right? I mean, we're going to have one more bramble upcoming. This is the last one. I'm going to place one more just to be safe, but yeah, there we go. And so what I want to be doing today is we're going to be defending with the middle path, the Spirit of the Forest, and obviously the bottom path, the Avatar of Wrath. And actually, you know, looking at the patch notes, I noticed that there was a little bit of a change with the bottom path Druids as well, and it's that Ninja Kiwi probably thinks that these guys are a little bit too strong actually. So you guys know that when you buy just a bunch of these bottom path Druids, the Populace especially, they just keep buffing each other, and they get a lot of extra attack speed through the Heart of Vengeance upgrade, the attack speed from this one, the Druid of Wrath attack speed, and then the Populace, and everyone just essentially gets spears, gets attack speed, and they just attack really fast. So what Ninja Kiwi did in the latest update is they reduced the bonus that the tier 2 actually gives, which is, I think it's a significant reduction. Wait, let me just see what's happening on this round. I'm stacking the brambles here at the back, but the most important thing for this round is that these small balloons, they don't survive the all the way around the circle. So yeah, this is exactly what I want to have happen. So these camel greens should be the only balloons walking into the brambles, and then if we save some of these brambles, which we definitely should, so let me just place them. Oh yeah, we got, oh my god, we're getting so lucky with the RNG of the brambles. It's crazy, because we're gonna have some camo blues round. Round 37 is gonna be the camo whites. As I was saying, the Heart of Vengeance extra attack speed got reduced by a really significant amount. It used to be 100% bonus once you leak lives. So the way it works, by the way, for those of you that don't know, is you leak lives, and essentially the more lives you leak, the more attack speed you get through this upgrade, through the Heart of Vengeance. Now it maxes at it says it maxes at 100%, but it actually, I'm not sure if that's updated. It maxes at 50% now, thanks to the latest updates changes, and that is just a huge nerf, because these guys attack 50% slower. But we need to prepare for the Moab. So we know that we're going for a fact for this guy, for the Spirit of the Forest, and then after the Spirit of the Forest, we're gonna go into the Avatar of Wrath. But I do wanna, like, let's just do I want to buy the Jungle's Bounty is my question, because it's going to deal with the small balloons, but it's not going to deal with the Moab. So let's start like this. We're going to go for the Heart Thorns. Actually, we have to go for this one, because we have no MIB Village or anything else, because we're using only Druids. So we have to go for this one so we can target DDTs. And let me actually even buy the second one. Do we have the, let me just place the second one. Just going to go like this. Let me place the Brambles at the back, and let's see if this is going to be enough. So I feel like the Moab layer is going to pop, but if we can hold back, I think we have this. Yeah, there we go. We do. And look at this. this thing, level 8, and this is a change. Nature's Sword Totem slow Bloons 40%, which is that already existed, but this is the new one. All druids in range get camo detection. So all of these guys now can see there's no camo icon actually. Usually when a tower would get camo detection, there will be like this little icon, so we cannot see that. So I'm not exactly sure why. I think that Ninja Q just kind of forgot to put it, but yeah, these guys do have camo detection. We're gonna see it around 45 actually. Yes, look at this. So camo purple is incoming, and yes, we are defeating these guys. And Obyn is doing the god's work, and he doesn't even know it. He is just giving camo detection. All of his spells that's the weirdest part. It's like all of his spells can see camo Bloons and can target camo Bloons, and it's worked like that like forever. But he himself just cannot see what he's doing. I mean, he's doing the ultimate sacrifice, and that's why he's the druid hero. Okay, so let's actually make sure that we can deal with the small Bloons first. So I'm gonna buy the Jungle's Bound. This is a really nice upgrade, by the way, which also increases, if you guys didn't know, it increases the damage of these vines that get spawned, and now the druid can spawn 2 vines instead of 1. So not only the damage goes double, but actually it goes quadruple if you kind of wanna put it like that. And at the same time, the ability also gets stronger the more lives you have. Now, because we're playing Chimps mode, we do not get any extra lives, so we're not going to be able to increase the pierce of these vines. But you know what, this is just like a super strong upgrade by itself, and this is around 49, which absolutely disappeared before we before the Bloons even made it out all the way around it. So what's Obyn's level? So he's level 9. I don't think we're going to be that worried, but I do still want to buy. You know what, I'm kind of worried about Moab class damage. That's what I'm worried about. So what I want to do is I want to be buying these guys. I want to buy a bunch of Poplars, and actually let me try and have these guys near the middle so that all of them can buff each other. So let's have one of the druids like this. This can be druid number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we have 5, but each Populus cannot buff itself. So it does a stack on the other druids in its range, but it never buffs itself, which means that we have to buy one more. This one is gonna go like, how do I want to have this one? I think like this, so he is in range of Obyn. That's really important. So let's see if we can deal with the BFB. I think that we do have a lot of damage, but we do have the wall of trees, but I do want to save it actually for round 63. I'm not sure if we're gonna need it because we have this guy, but what I wanted to say is that this druid only strategy is actually a legit one. Like, this is not like a meme strategy like you're buying, I don't know, tax only. Wait, that's actually a legit one as well. But you guys know what I'm trying to say, right? This is a legitimate strategy because these guys, they can deal with absolutely everything. And I'm not talking about, you know, druid only strats. Even if you buy something like alchemists and villages to buff these guys out, this is absolutely a legitimate strategy because this guy deals with the small Bloons, the jungle's body, and even the, you know, the tier 3. And this guy, the Avatar of Wrath, he just does incredible amounts of damage once you properly buff it with the Populus and with the alchemist and stuff. So yeah, this is like an actual legitimate strategy, and I think I've used this strategy actually to black border a bunch of the maps. But the way that we used to do that was you would buy a sun avatar, because the sun avatar is still, it's a super monkey, but it's still a magic monkey, right? And so what Obyn does is his buff is strongest for the druids, but it also affects other magic towers as well. So what you would do is you would get the ninja, you would get the super monkey, the sun avatar, you would get an alchemist, and then eventually you would go for this guy, the Avatar of Wrath. And that's just such a great synergy between all the towers, because you have the early game, you have the mid game, and then this thing has the late game, and all of those work together, right? They can pop all types of Bloons. But you know what, I think that this guy is gonna be the main one, so I'm kind of thinking, are we saving up for the Avatar of Wrath, or are we going for the Spirit of the Forest first? And I feel like we should go for the Avatar of Wrath first, actually, if the money is going well, and then we go for the Spirit of the Forest. But let's kind of wait out and see how much money we make. Alright, so an update for you guys, the Spirit of the Money Forest is here, but let's try and push through and try to get the Avatar of Wrath first, and then we're gonna go for the Spirit of the Forest. And I'm kind of, you know, contemplating getting the top at the Superstorm as well, but let's actually take things one step at a time. So first off, this is around 75, so we're gonna deal with the small Bloons, but the problem is if we're gonna deal with the big ones. Or wait a minute, did I jinx it? No, never mind. These guys, oh my god, they're just so good. And by the way, the way that the Avatar of Wrath works is the more Bloons there are, the more damage it does. And what this means actually, well, that's the description actually. The description is the more Bloons there are, the more damage it does. But what in reality, what this means is that the more RBE there is, and I think I actually don't remember how these limits went, but basically the more RBE, so these beefier rounds, they're going to provide a lot more of a damage boost. So essentially when around like 98 rolls in, that is when the Avatar of Wrath is the strongest. Like, you're not at your weakest at that point, you're at your strongest, and that's what's so good about this tower. Actually, the money's going ridiculously well, so you know what, I'm actually gonna go for this thing. I'm gonna get the Avatar of Wrath first, and then we're we're gonna just stop and think for a second what we want to get, because I kind of want to get the Superstorm, but I also like the Spirit of the Forest as well, because it just lays out these vines and they're gonna do a lot of damage. So let me buy this thing. This is gonna be round 78 that we buy this thing on, and you know what, I'm gonna get the Heart of Thunder as well. This is gonna give it essentially a lot more reach. It's gonna deal with a lot of bloons at the same time, but we have so much pierce because we have the top crosspat, and we also have Obyn, and we have a bunch of range. But let me buy this thing anyways, and yeah, this is gonna be the guy. Maybe we can get the Heart of Thunder on these small ones, but let's just try and save up some money and decide what's the next tier 5 that we want to get. So the 80s have started, and our Avatar of Wrath is showing no signs of slowing down. Look at this guy. He just does so much damage. Keep in mind, this is without any external buffs. This is without the Heart of Vengeance buff, so we haven't leaked any lives. This is without any jungle drums, without any alchemists or anything like that. This is just this guy going to town. And we also have the wrong crosspat, by the way. We have the top one. Well, it's actually not the wrong quote-unquote, but it's like, you know, the preferred crosspat, I think, for most people is the middle one. You get the Thorn Swarm. Like, if you were in my spot, what would you buy for your next tier 5? You have this exact setup. You bought Obyn, you have the Avatar of Wrath, you have like about $40,000, so you can buy the Spirit of the Forest right now. But do you want to do that, or do you want to save some money for the Superstorm? Because Superstorm is going to be such a cool tower that I haven't bought in a very long time. I would have loved to have it here, but this guy has he just has the wrong crosspat. So let me try and see if I can fit. Oh, wait a minute, we have a Druid like this. Wait a minute, I think we should go for the Superstorm. You know what, I'm actually going to go for Superstorm. So let's buy this crosspat. And so what's the crosspat that you want to buy on this thing? I feel like if you go for the bottom crosspat, you get some extra range and some extra attack speed. Oh, by the way, round 90. Let's see how we do versus DDTs. These guys are popping, but oh no, they're making it all the way around. Okay, so we have a little bit of an issue. Yeah, I feel like Superstorm is the way to go, right? So let me just get the bottom crosspat for a little bit of extra range and a little bit of extra attack speed, and let's try and save up money for the Superstorm, because I feel like if we don't buy it, it's gonna get really close with the Spirit of the Forest, right? Okay, so let's see how we do. This is gonna be like a mini test before round 95 rolls in and all those DDTs. So let's see how we do versus these guys. So these guys are popping a little bit faster than the previous ones, and you know why this is the case? Because the Avatar of Wrath is now stronger than it was, because you guys know how this thing works. The more bloons there are, the more damage it does. And so around 90, you only had the 3 DDTs and a bunch of like small lead bloons, and on this round you have the DDTs and a bunch of fortified BFBs, and because there's a lot of RB, that means that this guy just packs a stronger punch and those DDTs disappear. So I don't know. So are we going back? Is this like the green light to go back to the Spirit of the Forest? Oh my god, look at this thing go. Yes, he's absolutely melting everything. And you know what, I'm thinking about buying the, you know what, I shouldn't be thinking about this. Let's just buy the Heart of Thunder on all of these guys. It's gonna be lightning all over the place. Did I buy it? No, I missed this one. So let's buy it on this one. And all of these guys, they're gonna be throwing so many lightnings. So this is gonna be useful for like, oh wait a minute, we leveled up. Yeah, this is gonna be super useful for around like, well, maybe this one a little bit 95, but also these huge RB rounds like 96 and 98. So we don't have the money for the Superstorm, by the way, anyways, because this thing is super expensive. But let's see if we can deal with them. So a lot of thunders. We bought the Heart of Thunder. These guys are just doing thunders left and right, which is really nice. It deals with the small bloons, and it allows the Avatar of Wrath to kind of focus on these big ones, I guess, even though I just have them on strong. But I guess there are no small bloons incoming. I feel like we do have this thing, right? So we are dealing with all of the DDTs. Yeah, there is so many lightnings. Oh my god. And unfortunately, we still do not have enough money for the Superstorm. So let's try and get it before we end this game. But let's just kind of watch all these guys go down. So this Heart of Thunder, it is doing so much damage. Actually, it's not that the damage it's doing, but it's more like it has a lot of pierce, right? So all these small bloons, you can't even see them come out. At 63.3, are we gonna have the money before round 98 starts? That is my question. I think that we are. Oh, that's gonna be super close. Okay, so we're gonna have the money during this one, but this is the big one. This is just the most amount of RB. So this guy is currently maxed out with the DPS. I'm kind of trying to take this thing slowly. I want to buy the Superstorm. There we go. So if anything leaks, all these tornadoes should be blowing these bloons like where they came from, actually, because they're really strong. And just look at these UMGs get thrown back. But oh my god, so many. It's just such a chaos. It's a storm type of chaos. We have the balls of lightning, we have the tornadoes, you have the storms from the Heart of Thunder, and this round didn't even make it past, you know, the tunnel exit. I don't think did it. I don't think it did. This is round 98. It just disappeared. Okay, never mind. So round 99, 45 DDTs. Fortunately for us, this Druid, oh my god, this tornado range is so big, because these tornadoes are getting thrown like here at the right side, and he's blowing bloons back here on the left. I think this is an Obyn buff, by the way. It makes the AoE of the tornadoes be a lot bigger. And this is gonna be the final challenge. So do we have enough damage for the bad bloon? I think we do. I'm actually pretty sure that we do. Yeah, it's gonna pop the other way around, so hopefully nothing leaks, because this is, well, it's past half the track, but never mind. The Superstorm is just gonna blow everyone back, and it's just gonna be this single CMG. and it's gonna, oh my god, it just pushed them back to the start. That's amazing. But there is the Druid only Chimps run, which now Obyn makes this thing. I guess it was possible with Etienne with a village, but I think this is more of an authentic run when you use all Druids, because I do consider Obyn to be a Druid himself as well. But yeah, that's gonna be it for this one. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. These Druids this is just like such a cool, such a strong strategy, and if you haven't done this thing, please do try it. But that's gonna be it for this one. Hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'm gonna see you all in the next one.